Yo, what is going on, guys? It's C-Brev. Welcome to another MLB The Show 19 card review. Today we're going to be going over 90 overall Signature Series Tommy John. This card is obtainable through the pennant race events that are currently going on right now, or you can pick him up through the marketplace. He's currently selling for around 10,000 stubs, so this card was highly requested. I'm just kidding. Nobody asked for this video, but I did it anyways. And let me tell you, it takes some guts to pitch with Tommy John a lot above 900 rating. It was kind of rough at times. This card is bad, as most people I think would expect it to be. But there is one sneaky thing you can do with this card that I think makes him actually usable in certain situations. So, first of all, why is this card bad? 84 hits per 9, 73 K per 9. Just nowhere near good enough. Your opponent's PCIs are going to be gigantic, and this surprisingly hurts you the most on Legend, because Legend is where you have the most potential to shrink PCIs, and so you're just letting guys have normal sized PCIs while also playing on Legend, basically, when you throw this card out there on the mound. That's really the main knock against this card, is that his hits per 9, K per 9 are nowhere near good enough. Two things to note about this card that are good are his control and his home runs per 9. So those stats are really high. There are definitely times where I feel like I can put the ball wherever I want to with this card, specifically with the sinker cutter. Very good control on both of those pitches, and obviously the fact that he's a lefty really helps you out against some of the more prevalent hitters right now, such as Lou Gehrig. And then the second good thing about this card is his stuff. So his stuff is very weird and junky and has a lot of movement, and it's slow, and it's very different from anything that you see from other top tier pitchers in this game. Not implying this card's top tier, but you guys know what I mean. The repertoire is very different from what you see 9 out of 10 games online in ranked seasons. So pretty much every game it took 2 or 3 innings for my opponent to get really adjusted. I don't think this card gave up a run before the 3rd inning anytime I used him. After the 3rd inning was a different story, so don't get too crazy with this card if you plan on using him. But yeah, as far as the stats go, that's how I feel about him. Not good overall, but kind of tricky, kind of a gimmick, so to speak. And that leads me to my final point, which is how can you use this gimmick to your advantage? This is something sneaky that I thought about, that I've actually already been doing with Whitey Ford, and this card hits a lot of the same concepts that Whitey Ford does. So for all you 900 plus players, when the season resets and you get put back down to 650 rating and you have to play games on All-Star, this is one of those cards you would seriously consider putting in your rotation on All-Star difficulty. The reason is the hits per 9 and K per 9 don't matter at all for anyone on All-Star difficulty, because the PCIs are already going to be gigantic. You're looking at pitching against Frank Thomas on All-Star. It doesn't matter if you have Kershaw out there, his PCI is still going to be bigger than the width of the strike zone, right? So in my opinion, hits per 9 and K per 9 go completely out the window on All-Star difficulty. And the only stat that matters is home runs per 9, in my opinion, for All-Star difficulty. So this card has 97 home runs per 9. He throws slow, which is actually highly to your advantage on All-Star, because pitch speeds are slower than normal anyways, so you're going to get a lot of very early swings. And he's kind of a gimmick, like I said. You're going to have good control on All-Star, obviously, because it's easier to spot pitches, and this card already has amazing control stats. Just overall, no meme, I'm going to be using this card when next season starts until I get to consistent Hall of Fame games, because this is one of those cards where he's gonna be the line out generator. People's PCIs are going to be so big that even if they slightly miss the ball, it's going to say that it wasn't that good of a swing and it's going to be an out. I can just already see it happening. So if you want to have the balls to take my advice, then throw them in rotation in All-Star difficulty. If not, I totally get it. You have no obligation to use this card. This card is generally bad. So, but I just wanted to throw out my 2 cents on that. So, as always, we'll rate the card how he rates in the meta, and we'll rate him compared to how much he costs. How he rates in the meta, I'll give him a D+. Only reason he's not a D is because of the gimmick situation that I told you about. And for the price, I'll give him a C, maybe even a C+, because 10,000 stubs is about as cheap as it's going to get as far as cards on the marketplace. So it really costs you nothing to pick this card up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this card review. Let me know down in the comments section who you want me to review next. Enjoy the clips after this, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.